And for more on the significance of this day in the lives of teachers around the globe, let's talk to an early childhood educator and child protection advocate, Patience Osinaike, who joins us live via Zoom from Lagos. Good to have you join us.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure. Happy Teachers Day.
Thank you. Happy Teachers Day. Let's look at the fact that growing up, teaching was really an important career for a lot of people, because parents were quite skeptical about the schools their students attend, who the teacher was. Most parents were close to the teachers because they understand how important a teacher is in the life of their children. But it does seem to be different today. People take up teaching job just because there is nothing else left to do. That's how it seems. How did we get to the point where we ignored the most important foundation and aspect of education?
Okay, thank you so much for that. And I would love to address that. It's something that we talk about often, especially with teachers and, of course, people in the stakeholders and parents. Now, of course, we will still say the economy has a part to play in all of this, because in most cases, when people are unable to get their desired job, there's this, belief in the society that, just go into teaching job and you'll be absolutely fine. Just do it for some time to wipe away time. But, the truth is, we need people who are really into this, who are dedicated, who have the passion to teach and want to work with children, because it's like the theme of the year says that teacher at the heart of, education recovery. So if you don't have people who are educated, who are into this, who wants to really do this, it tells on the delivery of the learners and, of course, the learning experience as well. So I would say that it's ongoing, it's what is happening, and we keep creating awareness and say, okay, you know what, even if you are into the teaching profession and it was not something you planned and you found your purpose in it and you're beginning to feel, okay, this is what I really want to do, why not get a formal training so you can be properly certified, you can be properly trained to be able to work with children, with students, and of course their families at large.
And I understand the point of doing what you love. For those who are people who are passionate about teaching should go into that profession. But when there is no proper remuneration and reward for what you're passionate about, people tend to turn elsewhere to get that reward. And that's why a lot of people were happy when the president announced a new teacher salary structure, which was going to see at least the least teacher in that profession take home, at least in public service, take home as much as 150,000 naira, and up from the 49,000 naira that it currently is. But that has not been implemented yet. If that were to be implemented, how far do you think it would go in terms of the impact on education as a whole?
Sadly to say, the impact won't be good, because we are humans, and of course we need encouragement. And teachers as well have families to feed. They also have their children to also look after. So when this part, the remuneration is not encouraging, people tend to leave. Going back to when we had COVID-19 lockdown, a lot of schools shut down. There was no access to learning. Few schools were able to run the online platform. And that is because the parent chose to agree, because most parents were so skeptical. I can't do online because I'm not sure. So a lot of teachers were laid off. They were laid off, and even those that were in, they were still working, were taking, very little that wouldn't be able to even sustain them. So if we don't have a sustainable fee, an encouraging fee, we're not saying that, we know that you can't really pay all teachers the desired amount that we wish to have. But of course, something encouraging, something motivating, something to say, you know what, you're doing a great job and I think you deserve this. If we don't have that in place, it's going to have a big impact on education. And of course, people keep going in and out of, schools, classroom, leaving the children half term. So the issue of remuneration needs to be addressed. And of course, it's not just being addressed, there's an action that needs to be taken on it as soon as possible. So, because this is education we're talking about here, we're working with people, we're working with, try to build, try to cultivate a love of them, and of course, help the students to realize their love, build a career, and also grow into adults that is coming into society to make positive changes. So if the people, the teachers that will be doing this job are not encouraged, are not motivated, then, the effort won't be there, the energy to do much more won't be there. And of course, I know people will say, oh, your passion, your love for what you do, amazing. But of course, we also need to be encouraged handsomely.
You know, Patience, when you and I meet our old school classmates, one of the things we talk about is our teachers. It just shows you how much impact they've had on us.
Yes.
And I hope, just beyond government, we can all find ways to thank them. And so thank you so much for helping us understand this issue, Patience Osinaike, early child educator and child protection advocate.
Thank you.